Hey there, this is Donna Kiss, and you're watching Paint This. For today's project, we are going to make a heart wreath for Valentine's Day. I'm going to be using FolkArt Multi-surface paints. I also have one that is apple barrel, mountain forest green. I'll list the colors in the description box. Okay, we're going to do white roses. First, we're going to make our wreath. So I'm going to take some of the mountain forest green and the citrus green from FolkArt and double load. I'm using a 1/2-inch flat brush. And I'm going to find the center of my paper. I'm using 12-inch cardstock. It's 12 by 12 inch. So I'm going to find the center and go up, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 inches from the top. And I'll find my middle. And then I'm going to go about the same distance on the bottom. And I'm going to make a mark. Then I'm going to go to the outsides. And I'm going to do 3 fingers on either side. One here, maybe about there, in the middle, and then I'm going to connect. So I'm going to just drag the bottom of my brush to the first mark, and again, drag to the second. And this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to go over it with vines and stuff. All right, and now I'm going to go from my center, and I'm going to just go around. Feel free to draw this if you're not comfortable doing it with the paint. You can draw it with your pencil or your chalk. Okay, and then again on the other side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to double load some more of those 2 greens. And I'm going to do vines. Okay, just going around and around. I'm using the 2 greens to do this. Whatever color you want to show the most is what you are going to follow with. So if I want the dark green to show versus the light green, I'm going to drag this way, for instance. Well, in this case, I want the light green to be the prominent color, so I'm going to drag and just do little swirls. And again, I'm going to go from the top. Okay, and then we'll have a pretty heart shape when we're done. And that will do. Now I'm going to wash out my brush using the same brush, which I'll use for most of this painting. I'm going to use the colors Titanium White and Classic. I'm going to use Classic French Gray. You can mix your own gray using the black and white, of course, but I have it on hand, so it's easier. Being we are going to paint on paper, you might want to use some of this floating medium. I'll show it to you. It's FolkArt floating medium, and what it does is it helps you to drag the paint. So if it gets really dry, I'll show you. I'll give you an example when it happens, because it probably will happen. So I'm loading, I have titanium white. You can use wicker white. You can use any white you want. But I'm looking to do white roses. Okay. So now I want the white to be on the outside edges of the roses. So I'm going to put that at the top. Okay, and we'll put one here. And I'm going to put down, press my brush just a little bit and wiggle it up, keeping the bottom part at the one point. Okay, so you're just kind of moving the brush around, but not the bottom point. All right, I'm going to load some more paint. Go over that. Okay, I'll do another. Needs more white. Okay, now I'm going to do the second layer. Actually, I'm going to form the cup of the rose. So I'm going to do, I want it to point kind of towards my left and up. So I did an upside down U. And now I'm going to do another inside of that one. Then I'm going to go from the edge of the outer one and touch the edge of the inside one. Okay. You don't have to do that. I mean, you can just do an upside down U and then do a right side up U and meet the edges there as well. Now I'm going to do the second layer. Make sure you're able to see the white on the outside edge. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the edge here and I'm going to stand up on the brush. Just going to push down a little bit and pull it across like that. There we have our first rose. Okay, picking up more paint. I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do one over here. Keep an eye on your outside edge so that you get the shape that you want. Okay, now maybe this one, I'll put the cup on the inside and we'll just do a plain cup, just like that. So we meet the edges, we do the upside down U and then we do the right side up U. It's easy to make a cup. Make sure you have a lot of white on the top of your brush and gray on the other side so that you get your depth. Okay, I'm just wiping my brush off because it's getting a bit muddy. You might want to do that from time to time. You don't have to wash your brush. You want to keep that paint that's inside of the bristles. Okay, now I'm going to do the second layer. So I'm just going to go around again like I did the first time. Now I'm going to cut around the middle, the cup. So again, I'm standing up on the edge of the brush, just leaning outward and pulling across the center cup. Picking up more paint. And then doing a couple more of those half shell strokes, sort of. You're staying pretty much painting with the outside edge of the brush and just wiggling. Now I'm just going to do some C strokes where I'm going to lay the brush down like I did around the cup. Okay, and there, that's good. All right, so we have two. I want to do another one, so maybe I'll put one over here. Yeah, I'll put one over there. We're also going to do some buds, rose buds. Okay, so we'll do one more here. So far, I haven't needed to use any of the medium. I want to put some more white on this one here. If you don't like what you've painted, you can restroke it. Just go right over it. Okay. Okay, this cup, I think I will aim kind of toward the center. I'll go this way with it. Yeah. We're all kind of aiming toward each other. Okay, I'm going to turn my paper and do some more interior bud petals. Now I'm going to cut into the center with my little C stroke or comma stroke, whatever you call it. And do a couple more of those. There we go. Now, I think I'll put in some rose buds. So I will put one. Put one here. Not crazy about the way that came out. There we go. Put one here. Maybe this time I'll do two. And again, I'll take that outside and attach it to the middle. Picking up some more paint. Use a lot of paint. This one needs more white, but we'll come back to it. Okay, I'll do another one over here. I'm going to go over this one. Backwards. As my grandmother would say, yoy. It happens. All right, so I want the white at the top, not the bottom. There we go. And then I'll put one more layer over that. Like that. And bring down my sides. Okay, I think I'm going to do another one up here. So I'm going to turn my paper. In fact, I think I'm going to do a few. And these I'll have going, I'm going to bring them down. And one on this side. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to use the same brush. We're going to add some leaves. Okay, so I'm going to use the Mountain Forest Green and the Citrus Green, and we're going to double load. Oops. I'm going to add a little bit white onto the Citrus Green side, brighten it up. You can add that, you can add yellow. Uh-oh. Well, that was good. All right. So I'm going to make center leaves over these rose buds, just like this. I'm just standing up on the chisel edge of my brush, and I'm going to aim toward the rose kind of, and then push and lift to a point. And we'll do some more of those on the rose buds. Okay. I think what I'm going to do with the rose buds is add a couple more leaves to the sides. We'll see. That'll do. I like how that looks. Pretty. And the two in the top. Here we go. Just loading some more green paint. And what I'm going to do now is add some more of these pretty leaves. And again, I'm using citrus green and mountain forest and a little bit of titanium white. I'm just pulling leaves where I think they're going to look good on either side of the wreath. Okay, now I'm going to go up on the other side. Some more of the citrus green. Brighten it up a bit. Maybe have one more coming out of the rose. There we go. Okay, I'll have one coming out of this one as well. Then I'm going to flip my project around the other way. Adding more paint to my brush. Now I'm going to, let's see, going to come out, let's see, I think I'll have a couple here as well. Right down the middle. I like to keep the leaves going in the same direction on either side. It just seems to make more sense. So I'm going to have them all facing up when we're going on that side. Okay, so let's do some over here. Okay, this needs a stem. Now we'll come up on this side. I'll pull one out of here. The more you add, the better it seems to look. This one has too much paint. There we go. Okay, now I'm thinking about what to do on the top. Not quite sure yet. I do know one thing I want to do though. So now I'm going to take my number 2 script liner. I'm going to wet it with water. I'm leaving the water in. I'm not going to dry it. I'm going to take some of the citrus green. I'm going to take a little bit of white. I'm going to dip my brush in the water again. That should do. I'm just rolling my brush, pulling it out of the paint puddle. And now I want to make some swirls. So I'm putting my pinky down on the paper. And what I'm going to do is move my whole hand, not just the brush, my whole hand. So I'm going to pull. Might need a little bit of water, a little bit more water. All right, we'll do some more of those. I'm going to add just a drop more water. And let's pull some here out of the middle. And yes, you can go over the leaves, even over the roses if you want to. And every time I do it, I pick up paint and roll. Okay, I ran my finger through this one. I think I'm going to put one right at the bottom too. Yeah, that looks pretty. I'd like to put some color in the centers of my roses. So I'm going to take a dotting tool. You can also use the bottom of your paintbrush. And I'm going to take the citrus green, and I'm going to probably add white to it. It's not showing enough. I'm going to try the darker green. That works. And I'm just dotting inside of the cup of the rose. It's not picking up so well. Let me start again here. There we go. And just, you know, you don't have to count the dots. Just start at the base of the cup and go up. The dots will get smaller as you dot. Just like that. Hope I wasn't off camera. I'm sorry if I was. I can't see the camera when I'm filming, unfortunately. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of citrus green in with that forest mountain or mountain forest green. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody too. You're all being so graceful. You know, this is all new to me, this filming and the editing, and sometimes it's not the best, but I'm working on it. I'm aware of all of it, believe me. So I do appreciate your coming back and helping me grow. So if you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to sign it with my initials. And there we go. Thank you so much, and happy Valentine's Day, everyone.